Hey guys, on this video I'm going to be reviewing episode 6 of Tales from the Loop, and the episode is called Parallel. So to sum this episode up, as the description says, a man basically transports to another dimension, it's either the past or the future, to discover love. Basically, we have this character who he's like a security guard for the Loop and the whole factory there, and he's new in town, so he doesn't really know anyone, although he's an old friend of the Rebecca Hall character, who's now of course running like the organisation. So I'm guessing then she probably got him the job. So we see some like cameos in this episode from her and her husband, because at one point this character, the main character of the episode, goes to dinner with them. There's also a cameo from the May character, who we've obviously seen in other episodes. So this guy is new in town. As I said, he works at the Loop as security. He's very lonely, isolated. I think at one point it's certainly kind of suggested that he maybe hasn't had a boyfriend in his life, or very little romantic experience. We see a very awkward conversation he has with a guy in a bar, at the start of the episode, a guy he seems to like, and it's actually a really well done scene, because kind of nothing goes wrong, or nothing goes right, sorry. So the guy kind of says, "This song is terrible, isn't it?" and he's like, "But I picked this out." And then the guy tries to backtrack with, "Well, I don't really like music generally anyway." And it's like just the total opposite of him. So nothing goes right in their conversation. So it sets him up as this isolated character, as someone who's a loner and doesn't really seem to have anything in common with anyone around the town. So he's come across this tractor, and he gets May to fix it because it needs a new part. And at the same time, he's come across this diary that's in the tractor. He's comes across this photo of this guy who he finds attractive. Doesn't know who he was, or doesn't know who he is. So when May fits the part for the tractor, and he gets the tractor going, lo and behold, it transports him into this other time zone. And he goes to knock on this door, and now the guy in the photo's there, but the sort of twist to it is then there's also another guy living there, and it's a guy that looks identical to him. So a dual role for the actor here. And Alex, the other guy's name is, who the doppelganger is living with. So they're obviously in a relationship. And he kind of explains everything, and they work out what's gone wrong. Then something's gone wrong at the Loop. They've been experimenting with time, and something's gone wrong, and he's obviously been pulled into their time zone when he's obviously got the tractor started. And so they try and get it working again, and it doesn't work. So he can't go back. He decides to live with them. They've got a spare sort of room. And that's kind of the plot, but obviously it's playing with him, getting to know them, particularly the other version of of him, but obviously it's this very weird situation because he's had this photo of Alex for ages, and he's attracted to him. So it does very much this idea that then he's gone to this other dimension, seeking this guy, looking for love. So that's the episode, and this one I wasn't so keen on. I think this is easily my least favourite of the 6 so far. It just felt like it was too drawn out and didn't really engage me. Apart from, like, there were nice scenes and nice ideas, but it just didn't really do as much with the main setup as I was hoping for. I think it lacked a bit of like the atmosphere of like some of the other episodes as well. Now the lead actor, I thought was good. He was very natural. He really got across how sort of like awkward this character was. And there are some nice scenes with him playing off like the other version of himself. One trick which is good is the fact that he puts on a different voice when he's playing like each version of himself, and you can definitely tell then the other version of himself is meant to be more confident. But there's some nice scenes with the two halves of that character. So I kind of like when he's going through like his record collection and he kind of says, "Do you have such and such artists?" And the other one hasn't even heard of him. So they're talking about things like that, talking about, do you have such and such in this time zone? And the sort of twist to it is then he becomes more confident through hanging out with the other guy, because the other guy, we sort of come to learn, he's been in a long-term relationship with Alex, so he can actually pass on advice, whereas the main guy, the main like character, the one who's travelled from the other zone, he says he hasn't had a long-term relationship. And it was in that scene where I got the impression he might never have been in a relationship, just because when the other version of him asks any short-term relationship, he just doesn't answer. Maybe there's some painful memories or something, but yeah, I think through talking with this other side of himself, this person who has been in a long-term relationship, and mostly a happy relationship with Alex, although they do fight at times during the episode, and it becomes more fractured. Then he does actually get more confidence. And there's sort of a nice bookend to the episode, because the episode ends with him like going back. Well, he doesn't go back actually, because he decides he has to leave at some point, and he goes into like a local sort of like, it's like a diner or something, and he actually comes across the guy from the beginning, the guy who he had the awkward conversation with, and suddenly he's more confident and can talk to him. So it kind of sets that up at the ending, and there could be something potentially between them moving forward. So I do quite like that as an ending. But yeah, it just didn't do a lot interesting with the idea. I thought it was kind of predictable, because at one point there's obviously this sexual like tension between him and Alex, and lo and behold they do like get together. Also, the guy playing Alex I thought wasn't a very good actor. I didn't think he was very convincing, so I think that let it down a little bit. But yeah, I just thought maybe there could have been a bit more of an atmosphere, a bit more of a mood, and they could have done a bit more with the plot than what they did. This did feel like the one where the length was too drawn out, sort of thing, where there wasn't really enough to it to really justify it being nearly an hour. Once again, it was 56 minutes. I can't say anything that bad about it. I mean, I'm not saying it was like a horrible time or it was like I wouldn't call it outright bad. I just thought out of the 6 episodes I've seen, this is easily the weakest, and yeah, it didn't do a great deal for me. And there's not actually too much to talk about from it, so there you have it. That's Tales from the Loop, episode 6, Parallel. If you've seen the episode, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You can also comment on the overall series, what you thought of it. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Keep the content coming. You can get me up on Twitter at Keith Beard if you've got any comments or any questions. Just a couple of things to point out that are coming up over the next day or so. Tomorrow night I'm planning a live stream, and it will be a live stream where I will be watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Prophecy Girl, the episode from season 1, the finale of season 1, and I'll be watching and live streaming that. And the reason for that is because it's on E4 tomorrow night, so of course they've started showing it in the UK, and yeah, pretty big episode, so I thought it'd be a good one to do tomorrow night. I actually don't know what time it is. I'll have a quick look in the guide here. It's around 11 something or other. So here we go. Okay, it's 11:20 tomorrow. So that's Buffy Prophecy Girl. I'll be doing a live stream. That's 11:20 tomorrow night UK time. So look out for a live stream from that. And also coming up tomorrow on the channel, I will be reviewing the first episode of a new German sort of teen sci-fi series called Spids. I think that's how you pronounce it, Spides. So pilot episode of Spids, the review also coming up on the channel. But stay safe, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys again soon. Goodbye.